handing out some K-Bucks last night at Cottage Grove Speedway for the Focus Midgets.
All right, I'm going to real quick do our invert chip draw. You want to pull one out? Show me the number. I know she's probably very good at English. 6. All right, got a 6-car invert.
All right, invert tonight is a 6 on the invert. Give you a points rundown as of the last race. That was back on July 11th. So points through July 11th. We'll start with the tuner division. Jacob Hilsinger 1, Dan McDonald 2, Casey Lee 3rd, Jason Scheivel 4th, and Wendy Vo rounding out the top 5 in the tuners. You can get all this information online on the River City Speedway website. Also, in the 4-cylinder division, it's Jacob Hilsinger doubling up, tuner and 4-cylinder. He's your leader. Bad Bob 2nd, Christina Larson 3rd, Kirsten Nothwang in 4th, and the 109 of Bill Haynes rounding out the top 5. Of course, tonight's Green Lion 420, 42 laps, and a lot of money going to be handed out tonight to the 4-cylinders.
All right, I got a message with more of the info from that. Money for the purse across it: $420 from Green Lion, $200 from Dr. Otto for the hard charger, $200 for Cozy Lawn Maintenance, $200 for RPM, $150 coming from the Independent Cylinder Head, $100 from Wigwam Tavern, $50 from Trackside Treats, TJ Richmond with the $25 gift card, Longest Tow, $100 RPM, Northwest of Vancouver, $100 from Mike Seats, Fuel Transfer Pump from Weaver Racing, Trophy Dash, $100 from Tom Egan Photos.
So a lot of great contingencies there for our 4-cylinders tonight on their big event here tonight at River City Speedway on the beautiful grounds here at the Columbia County Fair, which just ended up last Saturday night. Had the privilege of attending the rodeo and fair on Friday, and it was a lot of fun. It was well attended. Lots of great action. Now it's race time. It's kind of funny sitting over in those rodeo stands looking over here, and it's all quiet. But it's going to be noisy here tonight with the Green Lion 420 and the Northwest Ford Focus Midgets.
Also, trying to make sure I read this right. The way it's written is if any of the top 4 qualifying drivers from the 4-cylinders start at the back of the pack, the way it's written here on the message I was given is they have the chance at winning $700 additional dollars, or a total of $700. It's one of the two, plus the $25 gift card.
I would go to the back.
Oh, absolutely.
42 laps to try to get to the front. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the
I
car
would
for it, definitely.
take my chances on that one. Continuing on with our points, in action tonight are the Perfection Automotive Pure Stocks and points leaders. Car number 23 of Chad Kuipers. Rookie Jacob Kelly in car number 14 is second place in points. Terry Bailey, the 56, is third. Mike Michelson, fourth. And Alex Bozarth in car number 85 is in the 5th spot for the Perfection Automotive Pure Stocks.
That should be the 8S.
8S, yeah, that's what it is. It's not a 5, it's an S.
Also, you may have saw him walking up. You'll see him walking around throughout the night. Andrew Kunis collecting change for the pocket change race coming up in a couple weeks. I don't remember the exact date, but I'm sure he'll tell you all about it.
Yep.
August 28th in Roseburg.
That's right. which happens to be a Friday night, right? Yeah, Friday night in Roseburg, August 28th. 24. 2024, we had the pocket change. 21, sorry.
It was earlier in my announcing career.
Yeah, what a great tradition the pocket change race is. And Andrew tells us the 13th edition of the pocket change race for the dwarf car is going to be a big dwarf car extravaganza.
It's always a good time, always a big turnout.
Speaking of big, how about next Saturday? Tell me, Thunder, tell me what's next Saturday. How much is it to win for modifieds?
Next week, to win, it is $3,000 to win for modifieds, $300 just to start the A-main event. Street stocks also will be $2,000 to win and $150 to start. This is our race for the Cure, our Make-A-Wish race. We'll also have Sportsman, Pure Stocks, Street Stocks, and Tuners.
So, being that it's Make-A-Wish, we're still looking for donations. Contact Speedway office. If you are willing to donate, they're looking for Make-A-Wish night donations.
We'll have raffles and a donation.
Right.
All day.
Raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. Awesome. For the kids. Continuing on with our points. In the driveline service of Portland Modifieds, the 21 car of Jake Carpenter is your points leader. Braden Brookshire in the 7B10 holding down second. Kenny Miller third. The 7A of Austin Fox is fourth. And Cody Greer in the 2G currently fifth in the driveline service of Portland Modifieds. And the final division here, racing tonight, East Fork Racing Sportsman Sean Fox is the points leader. Clay Steefbold is second. Asher Fox is third. David Weaver fourth. And Kylie Fenter in the fifth spot. Of course, Street Stocks not in action. They'll be coming up for their $2,000 to win payday next Saturday night right here at River City Speedway. Expect to see you all back here for some. It's going to be an epic night with $3,000 to win modified. You would expect quite a field and some heavy hitters.
Big enough that we're cutting the four-cylinder and tracers for that night to make sure we have room in the pits and room on the clock.
Yeah, time is of the essence. They'll get that one in guaranteed.
Yeah, it's $3,000 to win. You really don't want to cut laps for time.
Yeah. Okay. I don't expedite. I'd like to thank all you race fans for being out here tonight for the Green Lion 420. 42 laps for the four cylinders.
I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Woolies Performance, Wigwam Tavern, David's Automotive, Reed's Automotive, The Poorhouse Tavern, Dahlgren's Builders Supply, Clean Services Northwest, Brim Tractor Supplies, Family Fun RV, Western Heating and Cooling, Sunshine Pizza, Skinny's Texaco, Les Schwab and St. Helens, Inroads Credit Union, Hudson's Garbage Services, Rainier Sound Authority, the Cornerstone Cafe, Columbia River Motorsports, Green Lion, Pelham Cutting, Alliance Automotive and Exhaust, Perfection Automotive, Driveline Services of Portland, Trenholm Cattle Company, Wayne Martin Floor Covering, Sass at Home, Injector Masters, Linton Feed and Seed, Discount Race Car Parts, East Fork Racing, Grumpy's Towing, Scappoose Muffler, the volunteer crew of Speedway Fire and Rescue, TNR Performance, Digital Graffiti, and Becky Bozart and Associates Cruise Planners, as well as Tom Egan Photo and TJM Productions for our live stream. We are live tonight. We are live on our Facebook page, River City Speedway, as well as the TJM Productions YouTube channel. If you have your phone out, make sure to check out our social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Look up River City Speedway. It should be the first to pop up. If it's not, scroll down one further because that's the North Dakota track.
River City's Speedway.
It still pops up. You'd be surprised at how many times River City Speedway is tagged on TikTok at River City's Speedway for their 410 sprint car races.
Yeah, and I've been out to. I have been to River City Speedway there in North Dakota a few times. Awesome racetrack if you ever get the chance to go there. But yeah, one of my friends from North Dakota commented when I was posting on Facebook that I was going to be here on Saturday. Like, yeah, I saw River City Speedway and I got excited for him. Then I realized you were talking about being in Oregon here, and yeah, multiple times there. My friends in North Dakota thought I was over the years when I said I'm coming here to St. Helens, Oregon to River City Speedway. They thought I was heading out there to go to River City's Speedway and to Grand Forks there. But yeah, it's a common mix-up between the two tracks here. There's some tracks here, multiple tracks have that same name there, Electric City Speedway. There's the one I've been to in Montana. There's one in Missouri also, I believe, here. So you got a lot of those places out there that have the same names there. But yeah, this is one of those tracks here that gets confused with another one on the socials occasionally. But yeah, cheap plug. If you ever get the chance to go see the world famous legendary bull ring there, River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota, there with a home track of the NOSA 410 sprint cars, I highly suggest taking a show there. Even if it's World Outlaws are great enough, they're all right. But even the NOSA shows there on a regular Friday night, they're pretty darn good.
Now, isn't Grand Forks just like right next to the Canadian border? Isn't it?
No, it's actually a little bit further south, but it is right across the northern Red River from Minnesota.
Okay.
There, yeah, there's Grand Forks, North Dakota, and you go across the Red River. They're different from the Red River down in Texas there, but that Red River, you just walk right across to East Grand Forks, Minnesota. There is a bridge. You can actually go walk between the two states there. There's a dual state park. Pretty neat there, but yeah, it's one of those neat racetracks. I've been fortunate I've been to over 150 racetracks now, and Grand Forks there became one of my favorites to go visit. It's been a few years now, but I'm hoping to go back there again soon.
All right, we're starting opening ceremonies in just a minute here. As soon as we get that flag clipped up. All right, our flag is set. So as we get into opening ceremonies, if you'll please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we have the playing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As we stare at that Stars and Stripes, just remember our service women and men, our first responders, our firefighters, especially our wildland firefighters dealing with a lot of blazes in Eastern Oregon and Washington.
All right. On a different note, hi guys, my name's Thunder. I'm one of your announcers. I'm joined up in the booth by Charlie Weaver. Hey Charles, what do we got on the card tonight?
All right, tonight the Ford Focus Midgets return to River City Speedway for a 30-lap feature. Also tonight, the Green Lion 420 for 42 laps for the 4 cylinders. Also tuners, Perfection Automotive Pure Stocks, Driveline Service of Portland Modifieds, East Fork Racing Sportsman, all on the card tonight. There may be one tuner. There may be 2. But we'll see.
All right, we have a great night of racing coming up. Again, this is the first time the Focus Midgets is coming out this year. They came back last year. They liked it enough that they decided, yes, we will come back. It's great to have them every time they're here. This is the second time since 2019. There's a whole 5 years they didn't come back. We got them back. They're coming here for you, as well as our rescheduled 4-cylinder 420. So I got to know, are you guys ready to go racing? Come on, guys. It's Saturday night. I need to know, are you ready to go racing?
That's much better.
All right, a couple quick things before we get going. I want to make sure you guys know to please stay behind this big yellow line. If you can't see the yellow line, you are too close. The fence is not the viewing area. It is the safety buffer between the track and the stands. It doesn't get used very often, but we want to make sure, or it doesn't get used, sorry. I've never seen it used. But we want to make sure everyone is as far back as possible in case things go wrong. I know it's the most fun spot to view from. I've been guilty of it before. If you need to smoke or vape, you are welcome to. Please do so behind the grandstands or in the designated smoking area. Just because we have enough little lungs and people with respiratory issues, we want to make it as easy for them to enjoy the races as possible. As well as we have a sign right here that says no alcohol or smoking beyond this point. That is by the flag stand. Afterwards, please leave your alcohol back or sit over here. This young man just sat over here and drank before he got to the sign. Thank you. And yeah, we're going to get racing in just a minute. We're waiting on our cars and staging. I think first is our tracer. Oh, yep, I forgot. 4 cylinders are doing double heat, so we have 4 cylinders for their first heat. Later on, they'll go for their second heat, which will be the same lineup but inverted start. We'll go passing points from there. I forgot they got the whole big show format coming on. I'm going to go up in the booth for now.
All right, we'd like to remind race fans that Trackside Treats is open. Get your food before we get the racing action going here tonight. Wonderful Trackside Treats. Also have a TNR souvenir booth down there. You get a sweatshirt, a t-shirt. Also a candy shop for those of you into the sugar. So take advantage of everything before we get going here. Up first will be our 4 cylinders. First up 2 heat races on a pleasant night. Wednesday was a good one. It was 109,000, and then 3 hours later it was 72. I know a guy standing in line in Longview at the Cowlitz County Fair for the Clay Walker concert, and it's like, oh my goodness. Then all of a sudden it was like 70.
Yeah, Wednesday was quite the eventful because
Yeah.
right after that, it turned into thunderstorm and hail. In pouring torrential downpour.
There you go. Yeah.
Torrential, yes. I know that. Just as soon as I started saying it the third time after I stuttered it, it sounded like it wasn't a real word.
So,
Terrestrial downpour.
and if you look at the racetrack right now, it's in really good condition. And hats off to our River City Speedway crew. The Columbia County Racing Association board has done a wonderful job at the track here tonight, and it should be really racy for the Ford Focus Midgets and our four cylinders and the rest of the crew, the Pure Stocks, Driveline Service of Portland Modifieds, East Fork Racing Sportsman, and the Tuner Division. And we may have one or two tracers. We'll see.
Yeah, from what I've seen, we do have a tracer. I have seen him. I have talked with him. I am flagging for him. Aside from that, I do not know.
Well,
Caitlin Kelly was going to be here. She's not able to, or her car at least.
Isn't there a car you can jump into and you just tell them that you're 12?
12 is too young. 14 is the minimum.
Oh, my God.
4 cylinders coming up. Your green line 4-cylinder 420 qualifying heat number 1A. We have the O2 car that is driven this week by Ryan Potter, the 18J Jacob Hilsinger, the OX car of Bob Berg, the 44 Double D Dan Coddington, and the O car Jim Potter. Not to be confused with Jimothy. That's a raccoon. I used to call most of the people I know Jimothy because it was funny. Most of them found it funny. I can't do it anymore. Raccoon stole the name. And I believe there's been like 1.2 million registered baby names now for Jimothy.
Jimothy?
Yes. Could you imagine naming your kid or finding out when you're like 10 years old that your name is based on a raccoon with a spinal disability?
Yeah, good old parenting.
Better than that one kid that got named Fidget Spinner.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there. All right.
Just waiting on the okay, making sure the lineup is all good.
Big thanks to all the sponsors helping out with tonight's 42-lap 4-cylinder feature here tonight. Lots of money. They're going to make lots of money. Like Tuco Salamanca says, lots of money. That's okay.
It's okay. It didn't need to be heard. Also, my microphone is rapidly running out of battery, so I need to change that real quick.
Pit stop.
All right, texting, 1, 2, 3, texting. Okay, yeah, my mic works. New batteries. You may notice that O2 car, usually Tiffany Berg's car, last year was driven by Christina Larson. They're bringing it out with Ryan Potter behind the wheel to try and give the Berg Racing team as much of a shot at winning the four-cylinder 420 as possible. They have a good streak with it. They even brought a backup car, too. We know they get a good feel on how the track is and how grippy it may or may not be. And we're going to make sure there's no moisture in the track, too.
Oh, there's plenty of grip in this thing. You can take a look at that. It's Mm-hmm. All right, lights are out. Go ahead, Thunder. Go, go, go.
Lights are up. We're going green flag racing on our starter, Sean Etheridge's green. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing. Bob Berg immediately making it 3 wide. Hilsinger making the pass for first, side by side for first place, 18JNOX. Side by side at turn number 4. At the line, leader of lap number 1 is the OX, Bob Berg. And he's going to start taking off, putting a car or two between him and Hilsinger.
It's father and son for third right now. Up from Bad Bob Berg, your race leader, Jacob Hilsinger, second. It's a race for third between Ryan Potter and Jim Potter. 3 laps complete.
Jim Potter in the fancy new build of the Berg Racing team. Brand new built this year. That is the black O car. And he's making the pass for third, battling with the son Ryan. Current leader right now, the OX car, Bad Bob Berg, as we put 5 laps down. Bob Berg showing why he has 4 championships in the 4-cylinder division. And white flag out.
That race is on for that second spot as they'll go 3 wide down the backstretch. Jacob Hilsinger up high. Jim Potter takes that second spot. Hilsinger third and Ryan Potter fourth.
Dan Coddington rounding out the pack. Your race winner is the OX car of Bad Bob Berg. Love him or hate him, Bob Berg is one of the best four-cylinder drivers at River City Speedway. Next up, more four-cylinders. Your lineup, the 24 of Ruby Richmond, the number 3 of Sandy Simmet, the number 19 of Sam Simmet, the 13 Christina Larson, the 15 Kirsten Nothwing. Lights are out. We're going to green at the flag stand. This race is 60% women.
All right, here we go. Ruby Richmond holding the pace. Green is out.
3 wide for second place. It's a tale of second time. Sandy Simmet trying to split the field. Ruby Richmond left out to dry. Starts at the pole, is now in the back. 1 lap down. You can count it 2. Sandy Simmet in number 3. Christina Larson is hot on his tail, though, in that 13 car. Beautiful brand new car for her this year.
All right, a race for the lead. Christina Larson on the inside. Sandy Simmet outside.
Larson takes over the lead. She has the 3rd fastest time tonight in qualifying. She has been picking up the pace, getting 2nds and 3rds throughout the season. Running way up high out of the turns. Christina Larson, I believe last year's Rookie of the Year in the 4-cylinders. Putting on a good show and passing up Sandy Simmet. Sitting in that number 3 car. Looks like he got wobbly for a second. Still
Way
going
up
straight.
high. And battle on for that 3rd position. The number 19 of Sam Simmet and the 15 of Kirsten Nothwing give the position to the 19 of Sam Simmet.
White flag is out one more time around the track. Christina Larson, your leader. She's got about half a straightaway, just over 2nd place. Checkered flag is in the air. Your heat race winner is going to be the 13 of Christina Larson, followed by the 3 Sandy Simmet, the 19 Sam Simmet, 15 Kirsten Nothwing, and the 24 of Ruby Richmond.
All right, so Christina Larson right there in the old Black Cat with the heat race win. Heat 2A, right?
Yep.
Heat 2A is what we're going to call that.
Yep,
2 sets of heats.
I believe that is portrait of her cat on the side for Christina Larson.
Sure.
Next up, we have our tracer, Jediah Haynes. Lone tracer for the night. Getting some seat time in. 4 laps down. And there's the white flag one more time around the track for the Jedi Haynes.
He's a Jedi?
That's what his nickname is.
Okay.
That's what I was told, and I usually go by what I'm told.
Yeah.
Checkered flag in the air.
All right, what's next? Tuners?
Judging by the lineup, or by staging, I believe so, unless there's more ahead of them that I cannot see. This is the first time I forgot to take a picture of the lineup board.
Me too. I'll tell you when they come up right over there. And 3, 2,
1. Pierce Stocks, Perfection Automotive. Pierce Stocks up on the track next. We have the number 61 of Mark Bell, the 23 Chad Kuipers, the 8S of Alex Bozarth, the 14 Jacob Kelly, and the 61X of Red Smith.
all right, that 23 car, Chad Kuipers, is your current points leader in the Perfection Automotive Pure Stocks. Lining up inside of Kuipers is the veteran Mark Bell.
Want to go sign on the track. We're racing next time by.
Coming up, a really good race. Last time out is the 14 car.
By the way, quick reminder, please do not stand by the fence. Please stay back away from the fence, preferably in the grandstands. Thank you. Nice and easy on the pace laps. Green flag is in the air and we are underway. Two Novas head us off.
All right, Kuipers from his outside front row starting position. He will take off to the early lead, but man on the move is the 61X of Red Smith. And Smith worked his way up to the second spot right now. Mark Bell third. Jacob Kelly fourth. Now Smith with a dive to the inside of Kuipers as they battle for the top spot. And Red Smith will drive off of corner number 4 to the race lead to complete.
All the way from the back to the front in 2 laps. He's got quite the car under him. Been working on it since he got it a couple of years ago.
All right, Red Smith car number 61X and the Reds Water Heaters service car right out of Portland, Oregon has put 5 laps into the books. Kuipers will hold down a solid second. Mark Bell third. Jacob Kelly now pressuring Bell for that third position. Clicking by quick.
White flag is out one more time around the track for the 61X of Red Smith. Checkered flag in the air. Your heat race winner is going to be the 61X of Red Smith as he comes wobbling across the line. Followed by Kuipers, Bell, Kelly and Bozars. Next up, we have our tuners on the track. The 77L is Casey Lee. The 12, Dan McDonald. The 18, Jacob Hilsinger. That is your lineup right now. Want to go to the sign of the flag stand. By the way, we do have a found EpiPen here. If you are missing your EpiPen, please make your way to the announce booth. We have it. We want to make sure it goes to you. We know how expensive these things can be. Looks like Bozarth having a problem getting off the track. Push truck on the way.
Speedway Fire and Rescue right there every time on quick. And then he gets there and he fires up. Yeah, he's this is a test of the emergency speedway system.
Keeping us on our toes, making sure we're watching. Want to go to the sign on the track. We are racing next time. Bye.
It's Casey Lee and Dan McDonald, Jacob Hilsinger, the 3 tuners here tonight.
And our lineup, Casey Lee, Dan McDonald, and Jacob Hilsinger, your tuners for the night.
I say we put them in the 4-cylinder class, but give them a 5-lap disadvantage and see what happens.
Green flag is underway.
See, you start 5 laps down. But that would be hard on Jacob because he drives in both. I don't know how he would do it.
Side by side, Lee and Hilsinger. Hilsinger getting past now. Dan McDonald holding on to the lead. 2 laps down now.
McDonald able to pull away down the backstretch on Jacob Hilsinger. Got pretty good traction coming off the corner. Been a solid driver all year in that 12 car. The Economy Auto Parts. Car number 12. Now Hilsinger's catching up, shortening that gap, using the low side of the racetrack, and now he's able to get a fender onto McDonald.
Got right to the door. Almost has them side by side. Not quite. McDonald has the power out of the turns. White flag is out. One more time around the track. And as they come out of turn number 4, checkered flag is in the air, and your winner is going to be the number 12, Dan McDonald. It's followed by Hilsinger and Casey Lee. Next up, we have our Sportsman Heat Race number 1. Your lineup, the number 37 of Stetson Hegel. Outside of him, the 7, Sean Fox. Follow him, the 74, Clay Stiefel. The 07D, the new track record setter, Dan Smith. Followed by the 22 of David Weaver and the 7K, Kylie Fenter. And yes, that is correct. The 07D did set the new track record for the sportsman tonight. And green flag is out. Stetson and Sean side by side battling. Sean's got the advantage. Stetson gets sideways and around. Everyone avoids. Will he keep going? Fenter avoids. He gets going. We stay racing. Sean Fox, your leader. Dan Smith holding second. Fox in the 7. Smith in the 07D. Now 2 laps down. Fenter pulls to the infield. Sean Fox being tracked down by Dan Smith has made up the ground. Uh-oh, yellow flag is out. 22 is backwards in turn number 2. Sounds like it came from contact with the 74, who will be charged with the caution. It looks like possible problems for the 7K. She's pulling off the track. Going to our first California-style Rainier Sound Authority restart, which will put Sean Fox up front on his own. Second place, 07D Dan Smith gets to choose high or low. He chooses low. That puts the 22 of David Weaver outside. The 37 of Stetson Hegel inside. Or just in the back. Either way, lights are out. We are racing in the restart box on Sean Fox's right foot. And he puts the foot down, but Smith right there with him, holding on to the inside. Fox holding a wide line to try and avoid getting past. Smith trying to make the move on the front stretch. Side by side for the lead. Dan Smith, Sean Fox. Stetson way up high, but keeps it off the wall. Smith has the lead now coming out of the front stretch. 6 laps down, 2 more to go. Dan Smith, your new leader. White flag in hand, white flag in the air. Dan Smith holding on to the lead. David Weaver also trying to challenge for second versus Sean Fox. Either way, checkered flag is out. Your race winner is going to be the 070 of Dan Smith, followed by Sean Fox, David Weaver, and Stetson Hegel. Hegel all the way from Redmond. Yeah, your race winner, I don't know if you heard earlier, set the new track fast time in the Sportsman today.
All right, so we got going here is a driver change as Sean Fox, your East Fork Racing Sportsman points leader, is now jumping into his modified. Great run there by your fast qualifier in the East Fork Racing Sportsman, Danny Smith, no stranger to this place.
And I believe that was his old car, too, that he sold and since got back. If I remember what I was told correctly a month ago.
What's that?
That was his car initially.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was. He could be lying, though.
True.
Nah.
I don't know. This is only
All
my
I
seventh
know
year
is
here.
it's fast.
It is fast.
All right, so just a second. We'll roll up our driveline service of Portland Modified Heat Race number 1. And then after that, we will realign for a second set of heat races for our 4 cylinders in tonight's Green Lion 42 lap feature that's going to pay quite a bit of money to these contestants here tonight. Lots of contingencies, great sponsors helping out.
A lot of money up for grabs. All right, we have our driveline services of Portland modifieds hitting the track now. We're going to line up the number 7 car of Sean Fox, the 7A Austin Fox, the 57 of Kenny Miller, the 93 Todd Newton, the 6X Don Jenner. In Heat 1 of the Driveline Services Portland Modifieds. When to go, the sign on the track. Or in the words of Bobby V, lights out, green next time by. Pair of Foxes up front. Austin Fox, last week's winner. Inside, Sean Fox outside. Green flag is up and in the air.
Father and son side by side into corner number 3 through the apex off of 4 down the front stretch by half a car length. It's old Black Betty. Austin Fox, your race leader. Sean Fox up behind. Todd Newton right there. Donnie Jenner's moved inside of Kenny Miller for the 4th position. Miller's fighting back. Oh, father and son up front off of corner number 4. Dad gonna show the way on the high side of the racetrack here, River City Speedway.
Fox, Newton, top 3. Sean Fox holding on to the head position. His son, Austin, right behind. The top 2 finishers on last week's main event. Or last weekend's.
Don Jenner looking to make a move into the inside of Todd Newton for the 3rd spot. Newton will hold him off. White flag at start finish.
And checkered flag is in the air. Our race winner is going to be the number 7 of Sean Fox, followed by the 7A Austin Fox, the 93 Todd Newton, 57 Kenny Miller, the 6X Don Jenner, who's going to bypass his cooldown lap, I guess. Maybe he has a problem and needs to head to the pit right away.
So hopefully it's not an issue for the 6X of Don Jenner as he pulled off and right to his pit area. Let's see if we can get a report of what's going on with that 6X.
Driveline Services of Portland, modified heat race number 2. We have the number 15 of Clyde White, the 7B10 of Braden Brookshire, the 2G Cody Greer, the 7X Asher Fox. 1 to go, the sign on the track. We are racing next time by. Sorry, we are staying yellow. Got a window net down and on the 7X. Can't race without the window net. Non-modified. We take safety very seriously here. Any dirt track that doesn't, I don't know, I was going to try and come up with something funny, but everything I was coming up to say is mean, so I'm not going to say anything.
All right, again, Speedway Fire and Rescue to the rescue.
1 to go, sign on the track.
All right.
Started next time by.
Front row of Clyde White out of Longview and Braden Brookshire. Cody Greer and Asher Fox, the 4 contestants in this one. Ford Focus Midgets coming up next. Green flag.
Clyde White holding on to the lead. Second place right now, Braden Brookshire. Cody Greer right about in the mix too. Side by side for the lead. Brookshire and White. Brookshire with the nose ahead at a turn 4. Braden Brookshire takes over the lead. Got Asher around turn 2. He gets it going. We stay racing. Sounds like he might have a flat right rear tire, though. Meatball flag out. Maybe not a flat tire, but something's wrong in the suspension at least. That car was not handling right. 7B10, Braden Brookshire. Just past the halfway point, still in the lead.
All right, white flag scheduled to come out at start finish for the 7B10. It's Braden Brookshire taking the white. He got a straightaway on Clyde White. Cody Greer is third. And picking up the heat race win in the Driveline Service of Portland Modified Heat Race number 2. It is Braden Brookshire. Clyde White second, Cody Greer third. Brookshire off a pretty good weekend last weekend at the Nationals up at Grays Harbor Raceway in Elma, Washington. And able to pick up the heat race win here tonight. Clyde White second, Cody Greer is third.
All right, Andrew, welcome back to the booth for the Northwest Focus Midget Heat Races.
Yes, thank you very much, Thunder. 2 heat races coming up for the Northwest Focus Midget Series. This third race of the 4 race Dirt Asphalt Challenge Series. Thanks to some of our sponsors, Triple X Race Components, Central Welding Supply, Two Girls Gift Shop, Skagit White Push Truck, Joe Speed Shop, Limley Family Media, and Speedmart, Skagit Transmission, and AMW. Here's your lineup for your first heat race. Row 1 will be Doug Davenport in the 8D, Nick Evans in the 24 car. Row 2 will be the 9 of Tyler Luce in the 44 of Shane Smith. Row 3, the 63X of Jason Thomas and Randy Schaff in the 23 car. And Dale Krager in the 21C and Chad Kincaid in the 50 make up row number 4. 8 laps the distance. Now they finish in the heat race combined with qualifying will play a role in how they line up for their 25-lap main event tonight. No dash for the midgets. They're unlike everyone else. They're just 2 heat races in the feature tonight. These Ford Focus Motor Midgets about to put on a show here in St. Helens. Heat 1 goes green. And almost 3 wild bit contact there between Davenport and Evans. Nick Evans in that 24 trying to nose ahead, and he's got to lead lap number 1 over Davenport, Luce, and Smith. Tyler Luce, the 9 inside of Doug Davenport, going down the back straightaway. Davenport slams the door shut, but drifts up. Luce gets back underneath. Davenport by a nose at the line. Good race for second. Shane Smith lurking. Shane Smith trying to work that outside line, going after Tyler Luce for the 3rd spot. Oh, contact. Look out over there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Might have been contact between a couple of cars.
Looks like 50 went around, 23 had nowhere to go. Hardy has thrown his steering wheel.
Yep, that's Chad Kincaid in the 50. Randy Schaff getting out of his number 23 car there. I think there might have been a little bit of contact between the 44 of Smith and the 50 of Kincaid. Kincaid spun around. Cars trying to dodge. And Randy Schaff walking a little gingerly there. It might be the reason why he was eager to get out of the car, trying to walk it off. And then Dale Krager unable to avoid.
We're going to bring it to red to make sure our safety crew has as much room as they need.
Yep, so yeah, multiple cars needing hooks here. Dale Krager avoided the melee, but ended up going to the wall instead, and he'll need a hook on the 21C. Good news is everyone will be in the feature here, and I believe they're planning to run their main event last, and no dash, so they got plenty of time to get these cars fixed for the feature should they choose to do so here, but they got some work ahead of them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely have their work cut out for them. Front right tire rod-ish. Not the hardest fix, but it depends on what spare parts they do and don't have or can borrow. Depends on if other parts are broken, suspension, or arms. I don't know midget anatomy very well.
There's a reason why I'm an announcer and not a crew chief on these things myself here, but there are plenty of parts in the pit area here, and these teams do like to help each other out. So, again, plenty of time here. There's no dash. And I believe they're planning to run their main event last tonight. So they're going to have a bit of time to get these cars fixed for the main event.
Yeah, if it's not last, it's second to last, with the Forceful 420 being both technically main events. Both are headliners.
The Focus Midgets here, these are these motors. They're basically the old Focus motors from 25 years ago, when USAC introduced the Ford Focus Midget program. But basically what you found in Ford Focuses of the day here, these cars, less than half the horsepower of the open midgets that you see in USAC Power Right at the Chili Bowl here. And the cars are a little bit heavier. And also these cars are self-starting. They do not require the push. That's one advantage here. So this is essentially an economy class. They do run on methanol just like the sprint cars do.
It's like budget sprint cars.
In a way here. Budget midgets, I would say. They
Fair.
still cost money here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's why we still do what we can to help them out there. Again, we mentioned earlier, the K-Bucks Classic was last night down in Cottage Grove, 4th annual. The first 3 were up in Washington here. All these drivers except for one coming here from Washington tonight. The one car from Oregon, the driver right in front of us here, Doug Davenport from Vernonia, who's familiar with this track. He's raced a dwarf car here before, I believe.
I
And again-
did get confirmation Midgets will be the last main event. So they have as much time as they physically can have. Also see Doug Davenport playing drums on his roof.
Just trying to keep his arms free here as we sit there. So one car's been towed off here, waiting for the tow truck to come back for Dale Krager's car. Lots of front end damage on the 21C machine here. Dale brought 3 cars here, by the way. The 2 being driven by the brothers Jeff and Justin Westergaard. And again, all these drivers except one are from Washington. Where this series is based out of here. This is one of a handful of trips they make down to Oregon per season here. We had the fastest 5 days swing here. They were part for 4 of those races, along with the NARC Sprint cars, as NARC Sprint cars from California made their way north. And then came down this weekend for Cottage Grove, K-Bucks Classic last night, and this 3rd race of the 4-race challenge series with the Asphalt Northwest Focus Midgets. The 4th and final race next Saturday, the Rebel Jackson Jr. Memorial at Evergreen Speedway on the asphalt in Monroe, Washington.
So I'm going to make one maybe correction. Jason Thomas told me he was from Possum Trot, Kentucky.
Yeah, he does live in Grand Falls, Washington, though.
I'm just saying what he told me.
Yep.
I
But
also
yes,
wrote-
he's got roots there in Kentucky. But he's been out here a long time. Also, an interesting fact about Jason Thomas in the 63X. We were talking in the pit area earlier. This is the site of his very first sprint car main event win with the old Wesco Tour back here in 1995. He won here in a sprint car. Jason Thomas there in that orange 63X.
I think that was before this was the oval that we used. I think this specific oval was 1997. And
Oh,
we're still on the grounds, but I believe.
yeah, the racetrack was here still, and he won here back in 1995, he said. So that was the first sprint car win. So he's got fond memories of this place. Been running Focus Midgets for a few years now, and he manages the Asphalt Tour. Carla and Galen Stewart stepped away after really making this thing get big as a regional support series on both dirt and asphalt there, and then they stepped away there and involved more heavily at Skagit Speedway now. And Mark and Jolene Steen, the owners of the 32 car that Alex Peck drove to the K-Bucks Classic victory last night, they took over the dirt series here, and Jason and his family, they took over the asphalt tour. They went their separate ways. They're separate entities now, but they decided to get back together for a few races. There are 2 races on dirt, 2 races on asphalt. One of them was at Wenatchee for asphalt. One of the dirt races was at Elma earlier this year. This is the second dirt race. And the second asphalt race we just mentioned, and final race of this 4-race challenge between the 2 groups here is at Evergreen Speedway next Saturday. There we got a couple of the asphalt guys, Jason Thomas, of course, and Brian Hayes here. A few of these drivers there do get on the asphalt frequently as well. They're including Shane Smith and also Dalton Christmas here. So you'll see a few of these cars. Nick Evans will get on the asphalt from time to time as well. And he's had some success on the blacktop in the past. And all-time winningest driver in Focus Midgets, by the way. He's in the 70s now for a win total. There in Nick Evans here. He's had his share of wins down here when the series visits Oregon. Last year's fastest 5-day swing through Oregon, of the 4 Oregon races, Evans won 3 of them. This year, different winner each night. Or our cup back up there. The sprint cars had a different winner each night. This is after James McFadden cleaned house last year. But Shane Smith won a couple of races. And then Davenport was the winner at Cottage Grove on that swing last month. There, Shane Smith won at Medford and Roseburg. As safety workers are now removing the 21C of Dale Krager from the accident scene in turn 2. Again, thanks to series sponsors, Triple X Race Components, Two Girls Gift Shop, the Skagit White Push Truck, Central Welding Supply, Lemley Family Media, Joe's Speed Shop. Also thanks to Skagit Transmission, AEMW, and Speed Mart. Big time sponsors of the series. And there'll be some info coming out there about who got what and from whom for last night's K-Bucks Classic, one of the big money races of the year. $5,247 in extra pay.
And you had
went
something
out
to do
last
with
night.
that too, right?
Yeah, that's the race I raise money for them every year. There I was the 4th annual one there. First 3 were up in Washington here, and they said they want to do it in Oregon here, and we did it at Cottage Grove last night. And we'll see about doing it down there again next year. But that's one of the 2 races that I raised money for to hand out to the racers here. This one for the Midgets there last night. And then the pocket change race. Charles mentioned that earlier for the Dwarf Cars. That race for the Dwarf Cars was here at River City Speedway in 2021. There, all the loose change that's collected goes to the winner of the main event. The event this year is at the Douglas County Dirt Track in Roseburg, Oregon on a Friday night this year, Friday, August 28th. There, I got the jar in here. I might be walking around with that later. If anybody has any loose change they want to get rid of here, we take cash too there, but we got about $12,000 in payout for that race next month for the Dwarf Cars, including more than $1,400 in loose change. That's going to go to the winner. Again, all the change goes to the winner here. Any cash collected goes to pay out for the rest of the field as well. We got cars from California and Nevada talking about coming up to Oregon for that race next month here. Should be a good one. Here,
track is back under yellow as it is cleared.
And hey, some change from Thunder here going into the bucket. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I was going to forget about it otherwise, so.
Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, all the loose change there, we take it. Barry ain't cash going to pay out for the field as well. Back under yellow here for the Northwest Focus Midgets. First of 2 heat races. They only had 1 stoppage all last night. It was a red flag for a rollover after just 2 laps going to it early on in the feature last night. Then 23 laps straight under green here. Didn't take long, unfortunately, to get our first stoppage for tonight there. Hopefully we'll keep it to a minimum from here. Knock on wood.
We're going to get them gridded up for our Rainier Sound Authority restart.
As they traditionally do, they double file behind the leader, often called the Delaware restart. I've heard it called a few other state names here, but I keep it simple for everyone. Just double file behind the leader. Second place car has lane choice.
Nick Evans heading the field.
And we are back underway.
Evans, Davenport, loose. 44 putting his way in the mix. That's Shane Smith.
And they were 3 wide for second going down the backstretch. Loose into second there. Now Shane Smith going after Davenport for third. Davenport working the top side in that 8D there. Smith to his inside. They're both right behind Tyler Loose. As meanwhile, Nick Evans scooting away from everyone.
Yeah, with the 3 behind him battling for second position. Nick Evans has had enough room to at least try. Looks like he skirts up a little high. Loses some of the ground he gained.
Tyler Lewis can't take advantage. You almost throw a blanket over the top 3. Lewis, Davenport, and Smith. White flag coming out for Mr. Sean Etheridge. One more time around this first heat race. And Nick Evans down the back straightaway, making his way through 3 in out of 4. Heat 1 goes to Bad News, Nick Evans. Tyler Lewis is sick over Doug Davenport, Shane Smith, Chad Kincaid, and Jason Thomas. Your winner of heat race number 1 as he rolls by, let him hear ya, Nick Evans. From Granite Falls, Washington, sponsored by Jim Abell, Triple X Racing, Bergie, Prairie Lanes, and Dustless Dreams. Gets it done here, the, I believe, 3rd generation racer. Heat race number 2 rolling on to the Speedway, and this is how they are scheduled to line up. Your front row will be the 66 of Jeff Westergaard and his brother, the 78C of Justin Westergaard, Alex Pacheco. Starts inside of row 2 in the 16. Last night's K-Bucks Classic winner, Alex Peck, starts 4th in the 32 car. Row 3 is the 4 of Michael Volbrecht and the 19C of Dalton Christmas. Brandon Turner, last night's hard charger, is in the 29 car. And Brian Hayes, another one of the asphalt guys, is in the 3B. That's your lineup for this second heat race.
Want to go the sign on the track? We are racing next time by.
Alex Pacheco in the 16 car. Finished 4th in last night's feature. Starting inside of last night's winner. But up in front of them, we got a pair of brothers. Jeff Westergaard, Justin Westergaard. Heat 2 goes green.
3 wide for 3rd place between the 416 and 32.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between the brothers there. Justin wheel hopped his brother Jeff and losing several spots. Oh, look out! Upside down. Brandon Turner. He struck the Uke tire there at the bottom of turn 4, and that sends him flipping upside down. The infield tractor tire that has its own Facebook page strikes again. Safety workers on the scene. Safety workers checking on Brandon Turner. Went for quite the tumble there after hitting the Uke tire. You see front end damage on that car. And we see him moving around inside there. That's a good sign.
So it sounds like 0 laps work completed. We will end up with a full restart. We're just 10 feet shy of a full lap completed.
Yeah, as most places do, a lot of places here, the field has to complete the lap for it to count. There are other places, and other series or sanctioning bodies here will do those split yellows there, leader plus 1, for that lap to count there. Everyone who completed that lap will get to keep their spots there, but that's not the case here. Everyone must complete the lap for it to count. Of course, many of these cars have sponsors there. Brandon Turner, sponsored by Hyper Racing and North Lake Roofing. Sponsors on that 29 car. Getting the 29 hooked up here. So, already double the number of red flags we had last night. So, We saw him moving around there, so looks like he's all right. And staying in the car, his helmet is off as he rolls by. Give him a hand, race fans. Tough break for really nice guy. His brother, Eric Turner, longtime veteran racer, also both sprint cars and midgets there. And hopefully get that car fixed here. So a number of cars having work to do here. Again, they will be the last main event tonight here, so they got plenty of time here because got all these dashes and main events for the other classes here tonight here before our 25 lap feature. So safety workers make sure everything is good over there in turn 4. The tractor tire may need to be repositioned perhaps.
And they're bringing it back to yellow conditions.
So we'll have a complete restart. This is a big break for Justin Westergaard. He wheel hopped his brother Jeff's car in turn 1, went up the track here in turns 1 and 2 and fell almost to the very back. But it's going to be a complete restart, so he gets to go back to the outside front row alongside his brother. Both those cars being fielded by Dale and Carmel Krager. Lights are out. Let's try this again. Jeff Westergaard in the 66, Justin Westergaard in the 78. Your front row. Heat 2, take 2. Let's try this again. 3 wide again for second. Again, not a great start for Justin Westergaard. Loses a number of spots there. Alex Pacheco going after Justin Westergaard for the lead, and he's got it.
Pacheco active military on Woodby Island.
Pacheco starting inside of row 2. Jeff Westergaard trying to get that thing dialed in. Michael Volbrook now is Peck right behind him. And 3 wide again for second. A lot of the cars looking to use the bomb, but a number of drivers, they'll make the top side work if they have to. And now Michael Volbrecht has not one but 2 Uke tires, loses a spot to Alex Peck. Peck getting inside of Jeff Westergaard, the battle for second. Volbrecht's number 4. Looks like it's okay for the time being here, but he's going to be a little bit more wary now, running around the very bottom of this racetrack, as now he's under fire from Dalton Christmas for the 4th spot. And now you're getting nose to tail. Your top 5 staying right there together. Just as I say that, Christmas falls back a little bit, but the top 3 right there with each other. And there's Westergaard. He's going to throw it in. He's got the lead for the moment. Pacheco turns it back down the hill. He retains the lead. Peck making a 3-car battle. Volbrecht 3 wide for the lead now. And Westergaard to the point there like a hot dog squeezed out of the bun. White flag one more time around. Westergaard leads lap 7. Pacheco can't take advantage of Westergaard checking out Peck to second. Through 3 and out of 4, Westergaard's just going to hold on. He wins Heat 2 over Alex Peck, Pacheco, Volbrecht, Christmas, his brother Justin, and Hayes there. Jeff Westergaard spins it out, but he wins it. Race fans, how about that heat race? In the 66 car from Cedro Woolley, Washington, sponsored by Comfort Zone HVAC, Krager Racing, and the Skagit White Push Truck. Your winner of heat race number 2, let him hear you have Jeff Westergaard. That's going to do it for heat race action. Next time the midgets are out, it will be their 25-lap main event tonight here. I'm going to go ahead and step out, and Charles will take back over.
Heat races B for the 4 cylinders coming up. This will be the same as the first
with
set
the
of
hot
heat races,
dog.
but with the starts inverted, going on passing points. You are line up the O car of Jim Potter, the 44 Double D of Dan Coddington, the OX car of Bad Bob Berg, the 18J Jacob Hilsinger, and the O2 Ryan Potter.
All right, green flag in the air. Second heat. Heat 2, Heat 1A, and now this is 2A.
This would be 1B. Either
Yeah,
way,
B.
Jim Potter's holding on to the lead. Bob Berg right behind him.
Excuse me.
Oh, turn 2, we've got the 44 Double D doing a demo derby with its own tire. Probably the front right. And good thing the tow truck's right there. All right, let's see if CT can pit the tire. Bumps it to going the other way. Get it, CT. That's not CT. CT's not in that one this year.
He's in the red one. All right, so a tough break for the 44 Double D of Dan Coddington.
He's been having a lot of issues with that car recently. Had a problem with the axle, got that fixed. Now the tire.
Looks like maybe a broken wheel or some form of axle issue catches up to Coddington. Up front, your race leader showing in the top spot. That is Jim Potter, Bob Berg second, Ryan Potter third, and Jacob Hilsinger in the 18J is fourth. Speedway Fire and Rescue on scene. Going to get that car towed off to the racetrack, off to the pits. Remember, next Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, $3,000 to win modifieds and $2,000 to win the street stock main feature events. Make your plans to be with us next Saturday night right here at River City Speedway. Be big pay, big money, big laps here at River City.
After next week, we take a week off and we'll go to the 15th for our back to school night. That includes a backpack giveaway. Any kid here will get a backpack with school supplies in it. And any additional backpacks get donated to the local schools. We always have extra left over. So if you want to donate or if you need a backpack, please, if you need a backpack, come on here. If you want to donate, get a hold of the track. You can message us on Facebook or email us rivercityspeedway@gmail.com. But that 15th, the lineup, this also is a $300 twin pure stock. We'll have the modifieds, sportsman, pure stock, street stocks, 4-cylinders, tuners, and tracers. And we are going racing next time around.
On a Rainier Sound Authority restart because they maybe completed one lap while Coddington went through that trouble over there. So, Rainier Sound Authority restart coming up. Green in the air. Jim Potter, Bob Berg, Ryan Potter, Jacob Hilsinger. Two laps complete, 6 to go.
Jim Power still holding on to lead. Bad Bob Berg, not too far behind.
3 down. 4 laps complete. 4 down, 4 to go. Halfway up front. Jimmy Potter leading. White flag at start. Finish for Jim Potter in Independent Cylinder Head Wigwam Tavern. 0 car. A solid race for Jim Potter as he gets the second heat win. Bad Bob Berg. Second, Jacob Hilsinger. Third, and Ryan Potter finishing fourth. They'll have a formula with the heat race finishes, and that'll set up their main event lineup here tonight for the Green Lion 42-lap feature. Great night of racing still ahead as Ford Focus Midget's going to do 30. 25 or 30. I would have to check that. All right, so the heat race lineup for this one. Starting on the inside of the front row, car number 15. That's Kirsten Nothwang. To the outside, to 13.
13 of Christina Larson. Inside row 2, 19 Sam Simmet. Outside him, the 3 Sandy Simmet and the 24 Ruby Richmond rounding out the field.
Thank you for getting me on that blanco I had there. All right, Christina Larson. Is your race leader after one lap down. Larson with 2 down.
Larson won this heat the first time around. Now at the invert starting her at the front. She's got nothing but time. Half a straightaway between her and second place Sandy Simmet now. As 15 has handling issues. Looks like might be a flat.
Oh, Kirsten Nothwang, is that a right front down? And yes, indeed. Tough break for the 15. She'll head to the pit area. Meanwhile, up front, it is all Christina Larson in the 13 car.
Has an entire straightaway now between her and second place.
Sandy Simmet and Sam Simmet and Ruby Richmond chasing the 13. And the white flag in the air. Christina Larson is going to back up with a half a track here. Her first heat race win with another heat race win, and she is going to be a force in tonight's main event. That is the 13 of Christina Larson, the 3 car of Sandy Simmet. Finishes second, Sam Simmet. And Ruby Richmond across the line.
With an unfortunate DNF to Kirsten Nothwang.
Yeah, with that flat tire, but she'll be back out for the big main here tonight for all the big money and all the contingency awards. Thanks again to Green Lion for sponsoring tonight's Green Lion 42 lapper.
Sorry, it is time for our trophy dashes now. Top 4 qualifiers. Your lineup as follows: the 23 Chad Kuipers, the 8S of Alex Bozarth, the 14 Jacob Kelly, the 21X Red Smith. When to go sign on the track, we're racing next time by Trophy Dashes, 4 cars, 4 laps for the Perfection Automotive Pure Stocks.
Big thanks to Mike and Pam Graham at Perfection Automotive for sponsoring the Pure Stock division again here this year at River City Speedway. And it's green. Green flag in the air. Red Smith with a charge from the back row right to the front in less than half a lap.
Oh, Red Smith looks like he had to slow down. Bozarth having problems. Taking it to the infield, doing a little freestyle drifting. Keeps it going.
All right, at the flag stand, it's a white flag for Red Smith.
Double checkers are in the air. Your trophy dash winner is going to be the 61X of Red Smith.
So the driver out of Portland, Oregon, picking up the Perfection Automotive Pure Stock Trophy Dash, Red Smith.
All right, next up we should have our tuner trophy dash. This is the number 77L of Casey Lee, the 12 of Dan McDonald, and the 18 of Jacob Hilsinger. Want to go to the sound on the track? We're racing next time by 3 cars, 4 laps, 1 trophy, and a handful of bragging rights.
All right, tuner dash. Casey Lee, Dan McDonald, Jacob Hilsinger. They're going to go 3 wide into 1. Jacob Hilsinger was giving it a go. McDonald on the top.
Dan McDonald still holding on to that top spot. White flag on the air one more time around the track. Dan McDonald holding on to the lead. And double checkers are in the air. Your race winner is going to be the 12 of Dan McDonald. Next up, we have our East Fork Racing Sportsman Trophy Dash. Your lineup: the 74 Clay Stiefbold, the 7 of Sean Fox, the 22 David Weaver, and the 07D, after setting the track fast time in the East Forks Racing Sportsman, outside back row, Dan Smith, the 07D. Lights are out. We're going green out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. And Dan Smith able to follow Sean Fox through, takes over second place. Weaver hanging back and forth. Smith has tracked down Fox today already. We'll see if he can do it again. Stiefbold goes around in turn number 4. Pegs the throttle, try and get it back going. Does not, and we go yellow. Get him geared up for a California-style Rainier Sound Authority restart. 07D's choosing high for the start. We're going green right here, right now, I believe. Sean Fox, your leader, followed by Dan Smith, David Weaver. Green flag is out. We'll see if Dan Smith gets the jump he was hoping for. Looks like he's got him side by side. Dan Smith with the nose at the door bumper. Oh, white flag is out one more time around the track. Dan Smith, your leader. Double checkers are in the air. Your Trophy Dash winner is going to be the 07D of Dan Smith. Four cylinders out for the Trophy Dash. Your lineup, the 13, Christina Larson, the OX, Bad Bob Berg, the 18J, Jacob Hilsinger, and the O car of Jim Potter. I believe this is $100 to win dash, sponsored by Tom Egan Photo. $18J, Jacob Hilsinger up front, Christina Larson second. Green flag is out, and we're about to go nearly 4 wide for first place. Every car jumping to get that top position. $100 on the line. Christina Larson holding the lead, goes way up high, washes out Jim Potter trying to take advantage. Larson still right there.
Keeping the hammer down is the 13 and Christina Larson running that high line with a lot of momentum. Now the crossover to the inside of Jim Potter trying to keep it low. 2 down, 2 to go.
Looks like there's a lot of grip up there. Everyone's trying to take advantage. White flag is out one more time around the track. Jim Potter, your leader. Double checkers in hand, double checkers in the air. Your race winner going to be the car of Jim Potter.
All right, great trophy dash for the 4 cylinders there. Jim Potter with the dash win.
Next up, we have our Driveline Services of Portland Modified Trophy Dash. Your lineup: the 7 car of Sean Fox, the 93 of Todd Newton, the 57 of Kenny Miller, and the 6X of Don Jenner. Lights are out. We're going green out of turn number 4.
Green in the air. Here we go. Driveline Service of Portland Modified. Sean Fox, Todd Newton. They're still running 1-2 right now. Kenny Miller looking down low. We got Don Jenner in the Twisted Design car number 6 on the outside of the racetrack, giving Miller all he can handle. Newton's up the racetrack. Miller now dives to the inside, looking for second position here. 2 down, 2 to go for Sean Fox in car number 7. At start finish, it's white flag. One more time around River City Speedway. Miller is second. Don Jenner third. Todd Newton sitting back in 4th.
Checkers are out. Your race winner going to be the number 7 car of Sean Fox.
And a good win right there. Kenny Miller second. Don Jenner third. And Todd Newton 4th. All right, climbing out of his modified, Sean Fox, winner of the Driveline Service of Portland Trophy Dash for the Modifieds. Sean, you pretty much handled him there.
I wouldn't have known it, but that's what they said. Got to thank Northwest Competition Motorsports, East Fork Racing, all these guys for helping us out, my wife, my family, TNR Performance, Chris Fox Racing, Travis Strayer Industries, Chris Finner Incorporated, and I think that's it.
Okay, that's it. All right, you got a big main event tonight and a big one next week. How much does this week set up next week?
Oh, it's 100%. We struggled with this car all year long since we put it back together, and I think it's back.
It sure looked like it tonight. Sean, congratulations. All right, winner of the Perfection Automotive Pure Stock Trophy Dash is Red Smith. Red, congratulations. A great, strong run. Got a really good race car here tonight.
Thank you, Rabbi Weaver.
Thank you. I know last week it's kind of a rough time for you. You had a couple weeks to fix her up, but, man, it looks good.
We lost the motor, and there was a whole bunch of work to do. I want to put a special thanks out for Mike Graham of Perfection Automotive. I was going to cut this car up in pieces or at least reclip it. I took it to a different shop, and they really screwed me around, and I was depressed and despondent, and I wasn't going to be racing this year, and Mike Graham said, bring it to my shop, Red, and I did, and I'll be a son of a gun if he didn't fix it up straight. It handles better than it ever did. So thank you, Mike Graham.
All right. What do you think for tonight?
And I want to thank Brother John and Brother Chris, Sister Andra for feeding me out here every race night, and old Mark Bell for never saying no when it's time to work on a race car.
All right. Congratulations, Red.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, I'm just putting off the inevitable. Am I going to see you later on tonight in Victory Lane, Dan?
I hope so. It'd be nice. Track sure is nice tonight.
All right, you got some sponsors you want to thank for winning the Tuner Trophy Dash?
Yeah, Dick Gabori, Chris Gabori. Thanks a lot to them for giving me a car that'll come out here and be competitive.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, okay, forget it. If it wasn't, track position is a lot here with 2 laps to go, huh?
Sure.
Sure, yeah. I don't think you would have caught the 7 car, but on that restart, you were able to hustle this thing to the outside. Dan Smith, congratulations on the East Fork Racing Trophy Dash win.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got for me. You got nobody. I can see people standing here next to you.
I got to thank my pit crew, my son and Jim. They've come up and helped me get this car to where it is. I need to thank DNS Light Truck Parts, Eric's Transmission Service, Finish Line Graphics, Poorhouse, Alliance Automotive, Sam Jeffers, Old Plain Sam, number 75, Eaton's Tire, April Spotless Cleaning, Citizen Storage, and Colzer Construction. Without those guys, I couldn't be here. Thank you.
I don't know, man. I'm going to wish you the best of luck in the main event.
I'm going to go for it.
I know you will.
Thank you.
All right, Jim Potter, winner of the 4-cylinder trophy dash here tonight. Big night for you guys. And you got a big main event coming up, but you got the dash here tonight.
Yep, it's going to be a good main, hopefully, 42 laps, and hopefully there's good action, and it's a clean race for everybody to enjoy. We're just kind of having fun and kind of playing with cars and trying to get some exposure for some of our sponsors. We got Green Lion, Cozy Lawn, Independent Cylinder Head, TNR Performance, Potter Built Racing Engines, Dr. Auto. What's over there? Trackside Treats and Wigwam Tavern.
There you go. Without them, he wouldn't be here. Jim, congratulations. What do you think for tonight's main event?
Well, it should be interesting. The top 4, the Trophy Dash cars that were just out, they've got the option to go to the back in this race. So we're going to have a redraw here in a minute, and the top 6 get to redraw, and the top 4 qualifiers get the opportunity to go to the back. So we'll see what everybody decides to do. There's an extra $700 and some odd to start in the back tonight.
If you have the option to go to the back, are you taking it?
In about 45 minutes or an hour, I'll let you know.
Oh, man. Okay, here you go with the trophy, Jim. Thank you very much. All right, congratulations to all our dash winners. We'll do some track prep and get on with our main events.